Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Lane. I see a lot of people making these NFL tier list videos, so I thought, let's give it a try. So we are ranking the 2019 NFL quarterbacks. Now, there are some teams with multiple quarterbacks, like we have the Redskins with Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Josh Rosen, Ryan Fitzgerald. You get the point, but let's get this started. So let's start at the bottom of the list of quarterbacks and move our way up. The first quarterback is Case Keenum on the Redskins, and I just don't think he's a good starting quarterback. He had a good year in Minnesota, got traded to Denver, did nothing. Now he's going to go to the Redskins and probably do nothing. And he'll be on a short leash because they have Dwayne Haskins behind him. So I'm going to put him as a C. He can be a B-type quarterback with the right players, the right head coach. Basically just the right situation. But I'm going to keep him at C for now. Then after him is Dwayne Haskins, who's a rookie. And we just don't know enough about him. So do I put him as a B guy? Do I put him as a C guy? I don't think the Redskins have the right weapons around him. So I'm going to stick him as C for now. Maybe he proves us wrong. If he sees the field, it's going to be like week 11, week 12, week 13, once the season's over for Redskins. It might even be before that. I'm not really sure. The next quarterback is Matt Ryan for the Falcons. I almost want to put him as an S tier, but I think usually when he does well, he has a good offensive coach, things like that. Like his best year was with Kyle Shanahan. They made it to the Super Bowl and all that. So I'm going to keep him as an A tier guy. I just don't think he's an S tier. There's no other real way to put it. Jameis Winston. We are going to put you right as a D tier. I just don't think you're good. If I had to see any more memes or gifs of him doing that W and eating the wins and all that, just get that off my screen. I never want to see that again. Let's move on. The next quarterback, Russell Wilson, definitely an S tier. He's such a great quarterback. Such a steal for the Seahawks when they got him. They don't really have all the weapons around him. We'll see how he does with DK Metcalf. Doug Baldwin is gone, so that's interesting to see. But they have Tyler Lockett. I think they will be fine. The next quarterback is Carson Wentz, who I think is a good quarterback, but he's injury prone. And I don't know if we should include that in here. Probably should. So I think I want to stick him at B tier because he's injured all the time. They don't have Nick Foles behind him anymore. And when Nick Foles came in, they won the Super Bowl. So that kind of takes away what Carson Wentz can and can't do, in my opinion. So I'm going to put Carson Wentz as a B. I think at most he can be an A tier quarterback. I know if you're a Philly fan, you're going to be furious at me. That's fine. I'm going to put Carson Wentz as a B tier just because he is injured all the time. Deshaun Watson, I think he has potential to be an A tier guy. And I think I will actually stick him as A tier. But the thing is, he has so many great weapons with Hopkins. He has Will Fuller when he's not hurt. He has Cody, everything involved with that. And he doesn't really have a great offensive line. He does have a good defense, which helps him, stay on the field all the time, things like that. But we're going to put him as an A tier. Mitchell Trubisky. Let's put you right down at the D tier, right next to good old Jameis Winston. If the Bears had a better quarterback than Mitchell Trubisky, they'd almost be unstoppable. They don't even have to be much better. If Trubisky was like a B-type player or even a C-type player, I think they'd do so much better than they are. Because they have Taylor Gabriel, Allen Robinson. They had Jordan Howard, Cohen. So many great players, Trey Burton. There's so many great players on the Bears. There's no real reason for Mitchell Trubisky to do as bad as he does, in my opinion. The next quarterback is Matthew Stafford. We're going to put him right as a B. He's solid, but he's not an A-type. He's not an S-type, at least in my opinion. I don't really want to talk about Matthew Stafford all that much. He's just like an above-average quarterback that can get the job done, but at the same time, he will lose you games, in my opinion. Josh Rosen, we know almost nothing. He played in Arizona, didn't really do that well, got traded to the Dolphins, so let's put him at C tier. Ben Roethlisberger, in the beginning of his career, kind of was carried by his defense, in my opinion. Then he moved to a bunch of receivers who do great in Pittsburgh, so maybe you put that on Big Ben, maybe you don't. I think I'm going to put him as an A because I think Bell and Antonio Brown and Juju have been bailing him out, but at the same time, you could say that they've been doing so good because they have Big Ben, which is a good argument. So I'm going to put him as an A. You could argue he's an S, but I just think he's more of like a get out of the pocket, try to make a play when everything just goes terribly, terribly wrong, in my opinion. Aaron Rodgers, S tier. Don't really have to talk about that whatsoever. Phillip Rivers. I'm going to put him as an A tier. He has all kinds of weapons about him, like Keenan Allen. He has Mike Williams, Hunter Henry. Granted, Henry did get hurt near the end of the season, or at the beginning of the season. Might have been the beginning of the season. I think he should be better than that. He should be S tier. Just something about him just isn't. I don't know if it's not there. Or I don't know what the excuse is for it. But the next quarterback is Dak Prescott. And if you're a Cowboys fan, oh man, you are not going to like this. I think he is I almost think he's a C type, but I'm going to go B type at best, and he's going to get so much money in Dallas, hold that team down, and they're going to go back to being irrelevant. In my opinion, you can't pay Elliott, Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, that defense they're going to have, because defense is going to be pretty good. And maybe because they're so young, you don't have to pay them quite yet, even though DeMarcus Lawrence, they did just pay. But I think at best he's B tier. I could argue that he's C tier and is going to hold that team down, but that's just me. The next quarterback is Cam Newton, who is injured all the time. But I think what I want to do is put him at the A tier because he does have a lot of skills, doesn't have the best weapons. I mean, he has Christian McCaffrey, who's an absolute beast. His receivers aren't terrible, but at the same time, not the best because he had Kelvin Benjamin for a while, Funches. Now he has DJ Moore. I think he's an A-type quarterback. Now, Kyler Murray, I feel like I should stick him at the C tier with Dwayne Haskins because we just don't know yet, and Josh Rosen because he didn't do anything with the Cardinals. But I think just because of all the weapons that Arizona got for him, plus he's with his head coach that knows him all too well with the same offense and everything like that, we are going to put him as a B tier, but I could be terribly, terribly wrong. Either way, I could see him being an A tier. I could see him being an S tier, but there's also potentially he's a C or a D. We don't really know because that offensive line could be terribly, very, very bad. Baker Mayfield didn't play a complete season, but he shows signs of being able to just take off. Plus all the weapons he has, OBJ, Landry, Callaway, Njoku, Chubb, Hunt, Duke Johnson. I'm going to put him as an A tier. I'm expecting so much out of Baker Mayfield where I could see at the end of the season him being up as an S tier. The next quarterback, Marcus Mariota. He's injured a lot, so that's going to hurt his rankings for me. I think if he wasn't hurt all the time, he'd be in the B tier, but he just lets that team down so much that I'm going to have to put him as a C tier. He's just hurt all the time, and you can't have that as a quarterback. Eli Manning, where is the F tier? No, it's not here? Okay. We'll stick him there then. Patrick Mahomes. It's the same with Baker Mayfield, but I think has a little bit more potential. See, I don't know. He had a great season. I think he's going to lose Hill. He's going to have Kelsey still. He doesn't have Hunt anymore. Once he lost Hunt, I feel like they lost a lot. I'm going to have to stick him as an S tier, though, just because of the rookie season. Not the rookie season, his second year, but basically his rookie season he had. It was incredible. Andrew Luck, S tier. He is hurt a lot, so you might be saying, why don't you put him down to A tier? But whenever he's on that team, he carries them very hard. Drew Lock, same thing as Dwayne Haskins. We don't know enough about him. He probably won't be starting because of Joe Flacco. We will get to that eventually. The next quarterback, Lamar Jackson. I think just because the Ravens are trying to build up the offensive line, trying to morph into a running team, which is just weird in 2019, I think he will be a B type. But skill-wise, I think he's like a quarterback skill-wise. I think he's like a C or a D. But I'm going to have to stick him as a B just because they are building that offense around his skills at running, being athletic and all that. And maybe with Hollywood Brown, they can actually make that work across the middle with play action fakes, all that. So we'll keep him there. Jared Goff, B tier. Could argue he's C tier. I almost want to argue he's C tier and he's just good because of Sean McVay. But we'll keep him there. Jimmy Garoppolo, let's go to the B tier. He did great in New England, but do you know if that's because of Bill Belichick's offense? Because that's what people say. Tom Brady goes down. Matt Castle comes in. He does well. Jimmy Garoppolo comes in. He does well. Jimmy Garoppolo was injured last season. He did get injured in New England. So I'm going to keep him as B tier for now. Nick Foles, I'm putting him as a C guy. He didn't win a Super Bowl, don't get me wrong, but that team was pretty stacked. And in the right situation, actually, it more so seems like in the right situation in Philadelphia is a B tier, but I'm going to stick Nick Foles as a C tier. Joe Flacco, we're going to leave that for now. Fitzpatrick, C tier. He can be a B tier sometimes, I suppose. Sam Darnold, I'm going to go up to a B tier. He had a pretty good season last year for a rookie. Now with all these weapons you're going to have around him, Bell, all those players, he should be able to take a step up, I hope. The next tier, Andy Dalton. At best, he's a C tier. At best. He has so many weapons around him for his whole career. AJ Green, Tyler Eifert, now he has Joe Mixon. I think I'm just going to stick him down to D tier. He's going to hold that team down. Kirk Cousins, stealing a lot of money up there in Minnesota. I'm going to put him as a B tier. He's getting way, way too much money. He had I wouldn't say great seasons in Washington, but he had a good season in Washington, like B-type seasons, so let's keep him there. Derek Carr, I think, is a bit of a stat. junkie, I guess is the best way to put that. There's another word I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. He just focuses on the stats, in my opinion. This year with Antonio Brown, Terrell Williams, just all the players they signed. It's just blanking where I'm on right now. They signed somebody else. I forget who it was. They got Renfro. But I think with everybody on that team right now for all his weapons, he should be able to take off and have a pretty good season if John Gruden wants him to. So let's keep him there. Drew Brees, S tier. Tom Brady, S tier. Do we have to go any further with that? Then we have Josh Allen and Joe Flacco. I almost want to put Josh Allen in with the Sam Darnolds, the Lamar Jackson. But, oh man, I don't know. I'm going to stick him as C tier. I don't think he's a great quarterback in my opinion. He has a strong arm. He can be athletic. Maybe this season he'll prove us wrong because he has Cole Beasley, Zay Jones. Maybe he'll take a step up into the B tier. But I just don't ever see him making it to the A tiers. Definitely not the S tier. At best, I think he's a B-type player. And Joe Flacco, there's no F tier or lower. So I'm not even going to rank him because he is very bad. But just to put him on, no, I'm going to stick with my gun. No, well, I guess we'll put him at the D. So he's a D at best. At worst, he shouldn't even be a starting quarterback, in my opinion. He had one good play. If you guys watch any of my videos, you know this. He had one good playoff, got paid a ton of money, and held Baltimore down. But that is my NFL quarterback tier list. I thought there might be more A tiers. I mean, you could argue, like we've already talked about this, you could argue Baker Mayfield could potentially be up here. Phillip Rivers, same thing. Ben Roethlisberger, same thing. Matt Ryan, maybe. I'm pretty solid with the C tier, other than Dwayne Haskins we don't know enough about, and Drew Lock we don't know enough about. The D tier, I'm 100% sure. These guys are all terrible. Same with the rest of the C list. B, I think this list is actually pretty good. You guys should let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know how much I don't know about football and all that you're probably going to comment down below. But that's all right. That's all right. But if you like the video, give it a like down below. Make sure to check out my channel, subscribe for more content. Go to patreon.com/headstronggaming. Pledge $1 to get all my videos early. Pledge $5 to get an exclusive video a week. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.